We are in Oxford.
Today is our first day in this city, and we actually came here on a crazy bicycling adventure yesterday. We rode nearly 80 kilometers, or about 40 something miles, right?
Yeah, for the first time in our lives.
And it was painfully exhausting.
After cycling through those really bad weather conditions yesterday, it was raining for 2 full hours and it was freezing cold. After we went back, we just had dinner and we slept. We slept so well.
Yeah. And along the way, we did get to see a lot of beautiful streets, architecture, small villages and towns. We couldn't film most of it because of the rain. But in Oxford, we get to see some of those same kind of buildings even today. So it's really nice to be here. And because it's autumn, the leaves are all a very nice orange, yellow, and these shades in between.
And while walking, we're always walking on these colorful leaves. It's really pleasing to the eyes.
Everything is so beautiful here. Everything. Look at these small shops. Even the shops look like they're still in the 1800s.
And all the houses are like of the same theme, like brick walls, dark brown tiles for the roofing, and everybody builds their house in the front and they have a huge area for their garden behind.
Yeah, our host family has been so wonderful. We had like a pretty big meal last night.
Yeah.
And then we slept off, and this morning they invited us to come see a part of Oxford. We actually hadn't planned anything about what to see in the city, but they gave us a few recommendations, and that's what we're off to today.
Different libraries around Oxford, and this is just one of those libraries, the Radcliffe Camera, and it's called the Radcliffe Camera because it was the money to build it was donated by a guy called John Radcliffe, who was actually a medic. So that's called Brasenose College.
Oh, okay. So one of 38.
Yeah, so there's 38 colleges. And then the college on the right-hand side is called All Souls College. College here is Merton College. We can't go in that at the moment. Where that bike is just coming out was one of the old halls I was telling you about that preceded the colleges. So it was a small establishment with about a dozen students in.
Distinguish it from a typical church building.
Well, this is the Merton College Chapel. Quadrangle here. Yeah, so you can see here, so this is Corpus dining room. So the high table is where the master of the college sits and his guests. And that's the Oxford area, so that's the Oxford crest. I'm not sure what that one is. Corpus Chapel.
Okay.
In the afternoon. That's the wall of the chapel we've just been in. So then this was built in the 18th century. The college started to expand, and a lot of colleges just use the land in the summer and play croquet on the lawn.
Okay.
We're at the very center of Christ Church College, which is the biggest and most important one within the Oxford University campuses. And this year is popular because Harry Potter was largely filmed in some parts of this university. And our host actually brought us here to come and see one of the most impressive parts, which is the dining hall. And this is the very same staircase where Harry Potter and Ron Weasley and Hermione, they all guess where we are. If you watched any of the Harry Potter movies, you'd know that this is the dining hall where everybody would gather at the end of each year when they would announce the winner of the House Cup. So this is the very same place. So this is within the Christchurch University campus. It's called the Christchurch Dining Hall. It's so grand. It looks just like in the movies. But all around us, this is called the quadrangle. There's the library, there's a chapel, there's a dining hall and kitchen, and also these grounds. And some portions of these buildings behind us actually house classrooms and even dormitories for the students. So it's really cool to be able to see this in person.
So we are at covered market now. There are so many stalls and shops inside. They've given us a list of all the shops here. And right now we are here. I think we will make our way all around and choose which ones to stop at and eat because we're very hungry. Since we are in Britain, we had to try the British food, and we discovered that along with fish and chips, Britishers also like their pies. So we came here. So in the covered market, we saw one shop selling all kinds of pies, and we picked up one which was vegetarian. They named this as the Heidi pie, which is basically which is basically made of sweet potato and spinach. We have taken the mothership combo, which means the pie comes with mashed potatoes and peas on top, and also some kind of gravy in the side and caramelized onion on top. It definitely looks very juicy. Let me take a bite with the peas. The pie is hard. I think I have to use the knife. So I've taken a little bit of the pie along with the potatoes, peas and the gravy. I definitely like how crispy the pie is, but the filling inside, it's too cheesy for me, and the mashed potato below is so soft and one of my favorites. And the gravy is like really nice. It tastes like mild barbecue sauce for me.
It's also the most expensive meal we've had since coming to the UK. Just this tiny plate of food cost us £12 or about 1,400 rupees. Wow, that's crazy. The common understanding we've always had is that Oxford is one university. But the reality after coming here and Julian actually showing us around, we learned that it's not one college. It's actually
38 colleges in Oxford.
So all of these together make up Oxford University, but then each of them is an individual college and you can actually join any of them. Like if you want to study here, there are a lot of people who come here to do their undergraduation, their post-graduation. And
Research.
A lot of them come here actually to do their PhDs. Even while looking for hosts on Couchsurfing, it was so crazy. We saw people from so many different countries, so many nationalities, and many of them here studying. And this behind us is called the Radcliffe camera.
Wow, look at that.
That is Radcliffe camera. You might be wondering, if it has the name camera, why does it look like a building? Why doesn't it look like a camera? But camera doesn't necessarily mean the device used for photography. In olden British times, this was built as an observatory in the center of Oxford.
Yeah, so this building being full circular in shape, it has a good view on all the sides. So it's kind of like an observatory. And
even today, students can still go inside.
Yeah, it's a library now.
Quick correction, we just learned that camera in Radcliffe camera actually comes from the Latin word camera, and Latin word camera means room. So this is where the students used to gather, and even now today students gather. There's the room where they can actually read. So it's like a bit of a library, but then students come here when they are on a break or just in between classes. They can just sit and study or do their thing.
While walking around in the center of Oxford, any side you see, any building you see, it is a university.
Yeah, there's one.
There's one
here.
right here, there's one behind us, and there's one right next to us also.
So they're almost everywhere, and in between them there are these old buildings that have now turned into cafes, and they have this really nice old British tavern kind of an appearance, and some of them are just so unique to see. Like this one here, it's called the King's Arms. Look at that, it's a pink color building.
The one thing I really like about all these buildings which we saw today is its roof. It's made of stone, but it's so uniquely patterned with the arches here, there. Wow, geometrically it looks so nice.
It's kind of like when we go looking for old colonial style buildings in parts of Asia, and you think, oh, this was built like over 100 years ago and it looks pretty cool even today. It's the same kind of thing here, but except this is still functional, pretty much for the same purpose that it had originally been built for.
Just look at this building. Look at its columned pillars. It reminds me of the Garni Gegod Monastery in Armenia. We just wanted to take a break from this cold weather and be in a warm place for some time. So we just stepped into a bookshop, and then we're just going and looking around. And then there's this room called the Norrington Room underground, and it looked amazing. It is like one huge hall with multi-level floors, and there are books stocked up in every corner. I was awestruck as soon as I saw it. It was like, wow.
And just for perspective, this is what the outside of the bookstore looks like. But then the shop actually extends all the way down underground below these buildings. It's crazy. It's actually the next day, but we are resuming the vlog from the very same spot because
Yesterday after eating the pie, my tummy felt really sick. I felt like throwing up, and I tried to walk around the area, but it was really difficult. So we just went back, slept for some time, drank some hot water, and
we had a good dinner with our friends after that.
yes, and
And
today
then-
morning we're all fine.
So today we're back in the Oxford city centre, and the plan is just to walk around, see more of the town. But Oxford's been really, really beautiful to just explore. There's so many people, there's so much diversity. There are people from so many different countries.
Yeah.
And the easiest way to identify that, besides of course seeing different skin tones and different accents, is the different kinds of restaurants all over the city. I just made it to this Carfax Tower. It's another clock tower. And
I
the last-
always wonder, why do British people have clock towers everywhere? There are clocks everywhere, even in London, in Oxford, wherever you go.
And we've also seen that even in India,
Yeah.
where the British architecture still remains, it's usually a clock tower. So we are very curious to know what the fascination is with the British and clocks.
and time.
Yeah. Anyway, we are here at this city center point, and it seems to be the start of a walking street right behind us. We're just gonna go walking up this, maybe get a coffee at McDonald's. Nothing special to vlog there, but we're just gonna keep walking because I think a lot of Oxford is in its architecture,
Yeah.
being around, experiencing the vibe. after seeing it in person for the whole year that we were in Africa, we're actually getting to see it so much more closer, but it's only a skeleton of the African elephant.
It's so pink.
And the one next to it, the smaller one, is actually the Asian elephant. And this is probably the only time we'll ever get to see both of them next to each other because they're so far apart in real life. There is a pretty big difference between the Asian one and the African one.
Whatever you say, this Museum of Natural History is amazing. The building itself is amazing in the first place. And they've kept all these skeletons of big animals.
Like right here behind us, there's a T-Rex, like an actual T-Rex dinosaur. And there's another one behind on that side. And behind us, there's zebras, giraffes, and other herbivores.
And on top, you can see some sharks floating.
Yeah.
We enjoyed our day in Oxford, walking around between all these colleges. It felt like as if we were the students there, just walking.
Yeah, but what we've understood is these are a lot of smart people living here and studying.
So we definitely felt very dumb between them.
Anyways, now it's also Halloween night.
Yeah.
We see a lot of trick or treat happening. Everybody's homes, they have a lot of these pumpkins sitting outside.
And
some really
owls,
spooky ones.
Yeah, and then some owls made out of cotton, spooky eyes.
It's really nice. It's actually our first time seeing Halloween after the first time we saw it in the Philippines. In India, we don't have this.
Yeah.
It's a very Western thing. So we did get to see a bit of it in the Philippines 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And now we get to see it for the first time in the Western world. So it's actually pretty cool. Tomorrow, we are cycling back to Watford, which is a suburb outside London. And we have about 52 miles to cover. The good thing is we have a bit of a stop on the way. We are going to be slowing down at a little town and then we'll proceed to Watford the next day. And once we're back, we are going to plan the rest of our journey through the UK. So we should have an update for you soon on the route. We'll see you again in the next vlog.
Bye-bye. We lost one of our microphones here in this garden. We just took a walk around here and then came out that way. And it just fell off Navneet's collar. We don't know at what time. But we know that this is a spot because it's getting connected to the camera. Once you leave the garden, the connection falls. So we know that it is here. But with all these leaves around, I don't know if we'll be able to find it.
No, the weather is crazy in Britain when you find moss growing on cars. Look at that.
Subscribe.